Your mind functions in two very different ways when it's presented with problems. We have heard many times the theory of left and right brainers, people whose brains are more developed on different sides, resulting either in an increase in logic, reasoning, and analytical skills if left-brained, or increase in creativity, imagination, and performance in arts and music if right-brained. As flawed as this theory is, there is some truth to it. Our minds are sort of split into two fictitious pieces, generally called System 1 and System 2. This video is about the two systems, what they are, who they are responsible for, and how can you use this information to your advantage. There's a general belief that we know what happens inside our heads. We think that most of our actions are conscious and voluntary, and that we are in control of how we think. Depressingly enough, we are not in control whatsoever. Most of our actions come from the unconscious side of our minds, which we call System 1, and the part that's left, our conscious actions, originate from System 2. It's assumed that System 2 is responsible for most of our thoughts, beliefs and actions. We assume that it's the main part that makes us, us. But it is not. In reality, the main player here is System 1. Most of our thoughts originate there, including impressions, feelings, dispositions and all that's intuitive. While System 2 is only responsible for the logical side, voluntary actions, beliefs, rules, doubts. These two sides collaborate, work together, but System 1 is the shot caller here. Most of the time, it's the one that's in charge. System 1 is our unconscious self. It operates quickly and automatically, with no sense of voluntary control. But don't mistake System 1 for a bad guy. The best part about it is that it takes little or no effort whatsoever to function. It makes skilled responses, educated intuitive guesses and judgments, distinguishes surprises from normal behavior, infers intentions, causes and attitudes, and it does all of this efficiently, quickly, and without effort. It's the reason why humans have survived for so long. It's the reason why our daily lives are so easy in terms of thinking, which we don't even notice. But System 1 has a massive flaw. It's vulnerable to biases. Biases are a set of tendencies which affect System 1 in quite often negative ways. Some examples of these biases would be ambiguity, neglection and doubt suppression, tendency to believe and confirm rather than deny, focus on existing evidence and ignorance of absent evidence, substitution of hard questions for easier ones, representation of masses by norms and stereotypes, exaggeration of good and bad qualities of people from singular actions and many others. These biases affect you every day without you noticing, but a better understanding of them would help you make more rational decisions and less mistakes. System 2 is our conscious self. It's responsible for our voluntary actions and most of our rational decisions, self-control, creation of doubts, capability of reasoning, and unlike System 1, System 2 has the ability to follow rules. System 2 takes things over from System 1 when things become too difficult to process. For example, what is the answer to 2 plus 2? You intuitively knew it to be 4, but now answer this question. What is the answer to 14 times 12? Your System 1 had trouble coming up with an intuitive answer, and System 2 took over, who, through careful, rational thinking came up with the answer of 168. This cooperation between System 1 and System 2 is very important to us. It lets us make quick decisions when necessary, or slower and more careful ones when circumstances make us. But just like System 1, System 2 has flaws. It normally runs in a low effort mode, meaning that only a fraction of its capacity is engaged. It's also lazy and is susceptible to ego depletion. It takes effort to run it properly, and its performance decreases once tired. It is also very suggestive. Because it runs in low effort mode, it often adopts suggestions of System 1, which as we know can be biased, and the action of checking System 1's choices takes too much effort to do all the time. Another flaw of System 2 is overconfidence, because it believes that it's in charge and that it knows the reasons for its choices, which it doesn't. It becomes too confident, resulting in bad choices. As useful as it can be, System 2 is often lazy, unproductive and too suggestive, which results in System 1 being the main player. You now know a bit more of how your mind works, and you should be able to start distinguishing your conscious and unconscious actions in your daily life. We established that System 1 is responsible for quick, intuitive answers, feelings, judgments and quick skilled responses, but is also susceptible to biases. While System 2 is responsible for conscious, rational thinking and overlooks the actions of System 1, but it's also lazy, resulting in overconfidence and cognitive mistakes. With this knowledge, try to find reasons for your actions, look for biased decisions, and practice checking your beliefs and intuitive judgments of those around you. In the next video, we will go more in depth on different biases, how they affect us, and how to prevent and abuse them. So, if you are interested, consider subscribing, and share any ideas in the comment section.